This is a Starfall Sabers mystery saber, so it's a one-of-a-kind lightsaber made by Starfall Sabers. Now, I did get this lightsaber secondhand, but it's pretty awesome, you guys. So what's neat about these mystery sabers that Starfall Sabers makes is they're one of a kind. So the company just kind of handcrafts a creation like this, but you know, the different kind of design details and design flares that they use vary from hilt to hilt. So that means that the lightsaber you get has sort of an aura or a soul, so to speak, because it's sort of an original design. So that's a pretty cool thing that they do. Now, I named this one I named it the Emerald Sentry because it has this kind of greenish greebly at the top. Now, it looks a little bit darker on the camera, but when it catches the light, it's definitely a little bit green. And there's also a little bit of green elsewhere in the hilt. It's kind of harder to see, but right around here. So what's neat about this hilt, you guys, is there's a look on the inside. This is an empty hilt, although the company does have installed hilts as well, or installation options. But it has kind of that classic slanted emitter at the top, you know, for that classic sort of silhouette of a lightsaber. It has a knurled grip on this side that could be a retention screw if you did install this. And then there's this other kind of knurled emerald, or just kind of a greenish greebly over here, which is pretty cool. It's sort of this domed thing. Then we have some grooves here and these sort of like added metal pieces on top of that. Below that, we have this kind of brass section, and there's these teeny tiny circles right here. Let me see if I can get a close-up on that. There we go. These teeny tiny circles around here. There's also a little bit of green in here, so that's just kind of added to it. And it's only part of it. See down here, there's not the green, but as I turn around here, there is some green on this lower part too, and then there's not on the upper part. So, you know, it's just kind of these different design details like that. So this hilt design has some weathering to it. You know, in this emitter section, there's some weathering as well, and certainly in this part with the little kind of circles. So that's pretty cool. We have some very thin kind of grooves here, and a kind of very weathered piece below that. And then we've got this really cool grip section. So this is a diamond knurled grip section. If we can get kind of a view of that. There we go. And then there's also some additional weathering here. And then we've got that kind of classic clamp card attached right here. So this is a static hilt. This is just a display piece in its current form. But there's kind of this notched flat area and then the clamp card attached to that. And, you know, this knurled grip on this hilt in particular, or just kind of the lower half of this hilt, really gives me sort of a speeder bike vibe, you know, maybe a little Corran hornish. Not this upper part, but this lower part with the knurled grip, and then kind of the flared pommel. So once we get to the pommel, it's mostly black. There's this kind of silver metal stripe there, and then these very kind of short notches on the end. And then also sort of a very small D-ring. And then finally there's some venting on the bottom, and it's kind of this gear shape. And the pommel is removable. Other than that, this is mostly, you know, kind of one hilt, and then there is this retention screw on top. Oops. So it's pretty cool, you guys. Again, this is a Starfall Sabers mystery saber, and I'm calling it the Emerald Sentry for some of the subtle kind of green elements on the hilt, but definitely kind of a classic lightsaber hilt design with its own character and charm. So let's kind of back it up. And let's get one final shot. There we go. Here it is, you guys. Starfall Sabers lightsaber. Feel free to comment below.